This is part two of ranking for the term process server SEO. So currently, I just did a little bit of a rank tracker. So what this does is it searches for the keyword I give it. And so the keyword I'm wanting to rank for is process server SEO. And what it does is around every 2 to 3 minutes, it will search for the term and then it catalogs each time it searches where my URL appears. So as we can see here, 2 times out of the 10, I did not appear in search, which is not a great thing. Means we have some issues, some more optimization we could be doing, some other things we need to be considering on how to optimize the site. So our best position was rank 4, which is awesome. Then our worst position was ranked 24, which is not great. Anything on the second page usually will never get seen by a person. And now what I want to address is that this first link is a blog page. It's not my service page. And currently what's happening on my site in reference to Google is that I'm having some cannibalization. What does that mean? I am fighting with my own site. I'm cannibalizing on how and what page should be ranking for this term. So the page that's currently ranking highest is the blog. Then my service page, the page I want to rank for this term. So when someone is looking for the service SEO and they're a process server, they will see my service page and see all my service information and then hopefully click and book a call, right? Now, this page is very similar to the other one, is a ranking or appearing 8 times out of the 10 searches. And now I don't really think there's a correlation there. There might be in that they're both ranking 8 out of the 10 times. The cannibalization may be eating at the other one, preventing it from showing up in the search results. But I'm not very confident on that. So for now, we'll just kind of monitor it. And that is what it is. But for this page, the best rank is position 29 and the worst is 74. So this isn't even in consideration or I would ever expect it to get traffic because I don't think no one, I can't remember the last time I've ever gone. It's like page 3. So there's no rhyme or reason this will ever get tracked. And that's a problem. So what we're going to do to fix it is we are going to do the second phase of the report to optimize my site. So now we have some things that we need to do. So the first thing is variation density in the top 30 kilobytes, add one more percentage. So what does that mean? So variation is the top level keyword, but then it's a slight variation of it. And so an easy way to think about this is whenever you have verb tenses of words and or synonyms of words or just things that are pretty similar but it may not be synonyms, right? As an example, process server advertising, process server online marketing, process server digital marketing can be a variation of process server SEO because search engine optimization is a form of advertising, is a form of digital marketing, it is a form of online marketing, right? So now that's a variation. Now the variation density is so we will take the total amount of words in the first 30 kilobytes and we will divide and then we will be able to get a percentage based off the division right? So if we had 100 words and we only had 10 variation keywords in those 100 words, that would be 10%. Now, let's take that example of the 10%, and let's say that I ran this report and it's saying I need one more percent. So that means I need to go from 10% to 11%. Now, for the second thing we need to do is variation process serving services in the HTML tag. So in between HTML tags, we need to add this variation one more time. The word count of the overall page needs to be up 92 times. Unabridged word count 241 times. Exact matches in the HTML tag 17. So what does that mean? Is that I need to have the exact match keyword in on the page 17 more times. Then there's another one, variation SEO for process servers in the HTML tag 10 more times. So this is the part two or the phase two, part one that I've done. And these are all the changes I'm going to make. Before we go look at the page, I also wanted to show the Google Search Console data. So this is the page. This is my service page. And what we can see is the impression data I'm getting, and then also the rank position based on what Google Search is saying. Google Search Console is saying. Now, with Google Search Console, the data, especially relating to the ranking position, is not very accurate. And so this is why you need third-party tools, or you need to do it yourself, where you go and search your top level keyword, preferably in incognito mode and logged out. But while we're here, what we can do is we can see the top queries we're getting impressions for. And we can also see what Google Search Console is saying our current position. So these are the four. So marketing for process servers, Google Ads for process servers, SEO for process server, and then process server SEO. Now this is for the service page. Now this is the blog page. And we can actually see that the blog page got a click, and we can kind of see it's gotten a little bit more impressions, 15 more impressions. And from what Google Search Console is saying, the positioning is going down over time, and so is our impressions. Now, this page is Google Search Console is only showing us that for these two terms, process server SEO, SEO for process server. Now, when we go and search for the term, our top level keyword, we can see that my YouTube videos, how to optimize for process server SEO part one, is ranking in the top three. Now, this isn't an exact, I would not use this data from one search as a precedent of what's actually occurring, but we can just kind of look at it as an example and interpret and try to see what's currently going on in the search results for the keyword. And then again, here's my Instagram posts. And then again, here is my another YouTube video. This is the second page. We can see here again, there I am. And then there I am again on the second page from an Instagram post. So this is interesting to see. Oh, then there's another one. So this is an example I wanted to show that not only does and can your website rank for keywords, but you can also go and make an attempt on other social platforms to create content to then rank in Google for those terms as well. And let's take into consideration, let's say that all of those posts were ranking in order from 1 to 9. I would be the first 5 to 6 positions on page 1. It would be pretty hard for someone to not click on any of those. Now, that doesn't guarantee that if someone clicks on a social post that they'll convert, but it does increase our odds. So now This was the page before we optimized for phase two. Looking at the Ahrefs Chrome extension, we can start looking at some of the content on the page, and we can see that our word count is 1,630 words. What we can even do is right click view page source, and we can actually control F, process, server, SEO. And we can see now that we have it on the page 56 times. Some other things I wanted to go over on the page is as we scroll down, we can kind of see where and how I put some optimization. One common place I like to put it is in the FAQ here. As we see here, I want, like, let's just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 exact matches in the FAQ. And then when we open it up, we can even see that I've got it a few times bolded. This is one of the many ways you can subtly hide the SEO optimization without really jeopardizing or ruining people's experience on your website to see your service. Now, if we switch over to the phase two optimized page, what we can do is we can scroll down here. We still got the same FAQ. We can go down a little further, but then below, what I've done is instead of changing my copy, right, to sell people or to try to convert people into seeking out my services, what I've done now is I've added all of my SEO optimization at the bottom of the page. Kind of what the term is called is below the fold, where a majority of the people aren't going to scroll this far. If they do, then, it's still helpful content for them to see. But what we can do here is because I've included other blogs, other articles that are somewhat relevant, maybe really relevant to this keyword I'm trying to target, what I can do is from the phase two optimization of the keyword variations and everything that I'm missing is I can add it not only in these little taglines, the titles of the blogs, but I can then also add it in these short little descriptions. I can take excerpts from the blogs, reword them to include the target keyword that I'm trying to target for this page. And then what I can also do is because I have maybe like 2 paragraphs here for each of these, then I can also make it a carousel. So now I have 6 of these icons with maybe like 30 to 40 words each, which then just makes it super easy, boosts up the word count of the page. And as we can see here, the previous page from phase one was 1,600 words, and now I'm at almost 2,200 words. So we can right click view page source here, and we can type in the exact same keyword, right? Process server SEO, and we can see that is at 56 as well. And so this is phase two of optimizing. Phase three, we will see how things are ranking and what are the next steps that we need to do. Thanks for watching.